So this is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who recently came out with this message that, you remember October 7th, which 1,195, Israelis were being slain. He said, remember that October 7th and what you're doing, the rest of the country is recognizing Palestine now as a state. You're giving huge reward to terrorism. Hello, your eyes are closed. Your eyes are closed to the suffering and what you've done to the Palestinian people, to the point where it's staggering. Almost 500,000 people have been murdered and slain, indirect deaths and direct deaths from starvation, no medication, like weather, like newborn babies, pregnant women. Like this is you, excuse me, sir? Excuse me, terrorism? Excuse me, sir, do you know what you have inflicted upon these people that's causing an international outcry? And now when the other countries have actually stood up or had the balls to say, because Britain, Canada, Australia, and Portugal has come out to say, you know what, they're recognizing a Palestinian state. And this is on September 21st, that you're responding to that you're saying they are rewarding terrorism. Hello? This is ridiculous. Look at what you're doing. The facts are there, it's what you're saying out of your mouth is not the same as what's happening. Because right now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, you're a wanted criminal. The International Criminal Courts have issued an arrest warrant on you and your defense minister for the crimes that you are committing, which is unparalleled in this century. It's we're looking at, there's been a massacre in 1948 where, the Palestinian people also have faced ethnic cleansing. And of course, there are other very horrific genocide in Rwanda. In my time when I was a little girl, I remember that in Russia as well, Mariupol. So there have been very horrific things, and this will go down in history as one of the worst tragedies. I mean, just looking at babies, like because of social media and what we have, you cannot lie to us because we see what's going on. So, and Singapore, where do we stand in the middle of all of this? Singapore will reconsider its position on recognizing a Palestinian state if the situation continues to deteriorate. I think it's quite bad already, right? This is already quite bad, right? Like, how bad does it need to be? I mean, I love you, Dr. Vivian Balakrishna. You've done lots of good work as a doctor, but you've got relationships that you need to think about, and also our, SG-US relationships. But it's pretty bad, don't you think? It's very bad, don't you think? I'm just curious. What do you mean by deteriorate, sir? Do you mean more lives being lost? Do you mean the entire country bombed to smithereens? Because it looks like it's about that. I'm just curious, sir. What do you mean when it continues to deteriorate? I'm not an expert, and you are, because you're in the government, you're a politician, and you have all the confidential files. I'm just curious, what does that mean? What does it mean? And also, you've mentioned if Israel takes further steps to extinguish a two-state solution. So you are definitely, the good thing is we're for a two-state solution. We want everyone to get along. Come on, everybody, let's have talks. Provided that, obviously, we recognize the state of Palestine, provided it has a effective government that also accepts Israel's right to exist and categorically renounces terrorism. All right, so no Hamas. Definitely not. But, at this point, I think it's a moot point, because what the Israeli Prime Minister doing, sir, is, frankly speaking, hallmarks of a terrorist. Don't you think? So I'm this is the Singaporean stance on it, because we've always been cautious. We've always been diplomatic. We've always had to consider all of the other aspects, because we don't have our natural resources. We rely on a lot of other partners for our existence. I get that. I understand that. So I applaud you. This is a big step to say that you will reconsider your position, even though this is now your position, but you will not have the same position as, Britain, Canada, Portugal, Australia, but you're not ruling that out. So I like that. We are not ruling it out. We're going to see if things get worse. And if it gets worse, Dr. Vivian Balakrishna, you said that reconsider. So I guess that's that then. I'm glad we will reconsider.